They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Lakers Nation? Your boy is live and here with you guys for the next hour 20 minutes around there. Hit that like button if you guys are just tuning in. Guys, got you guys covered on all the breaking news, and we just got one right when I was going live. Ivica Zubac, was just traded away from the Clippers, y'all, to the Indiana Pacers. So the Clippers seem to be realizing what we always knew. They're irrelevant, and they're better off just trading everybody. And so Ivica Zubac has been traded to the Indiana Pacers right now, sources telling ESPN. Shams Charania, we're going to be live reacting to that and every trade that happens during the live stream and every trade that has already happened before the live stream. And hopefully I'll have a guest joining me relatively soon here. But guys, yeah, Ivica Zubac is now no longer a Clipper. Thank God, right? Thank God. I hated him on the Clippers. I always liked Zubac. I just couldn't stand him on the Clippers for obvious reasons. And I'm happy he's set free from that satanic franchise, okay? I'm so happy. Like, this is and by the way, the Clippers now trading James Harden for Darius Garland. And then now they have just traded Ivica Zubac for God knows who. They are definitely starting the rebuild. I wouldn't be shocked if next year they trade Kawhi or whatever. But yeah, Ivica Zubac is no longer a Clipper. He's heading to Indiana. I will give you guys the details as I get them. My reaction to that is good for Zubac. Good for Zubac. I don't think this dude deserved to be on that deteriorating franchise. And you know, they've been frauds for the longest, but it seems like they're finally accepting their fraudulent charges. All right, they've been frauds for a cool minute, the Clippers have. So even though they had all these good players like Zubac and James Harden, and you know, they're just like a pickup rec team, man. They're just out there hooping, getting their numbers, but they're not really accomplishing much as a collective unit. All right, so for those of you just tuning in, breaking news: the Clippers are trading Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Again, the details have not yet been disclosed. We'll update you guys on that trade as that continues to fall through. All right. Also, 15 minutes ago, the Philadelphia 76ers traded Eric Gordon and a 2032 second-round pick swap to the Memphis Grizzlies. All right. This gives the 76ers flexibility to complete the conversion of a two-way Dominic Barlow. So that's just one of those things where they had to clear cap space. Also, the Celtics traded Josh Minott to the Brooklyn Nets. So again, those are the three trades that have happened in this little bit of time, and I'm barely on here live with you guys. So bear with me, guys. We're gonna be here for the next hour and 20 minutes or so. Stuff is getting real, man. So many trades have happened. This has been a very active NBA trade deadline, and I expect a little bit more. Apparently, the Lakers were still a little bit active, trying to see what they could turn their other expiring contracts into. But most likely, they'll just end up going past the deadline with just the one Gabe Vincent trade. But I want to keep talking about that one because I believe that was an under-the-radar move for sure. What's up, Vic? How you doing, my brother? Yeah, you're very welcome, man. It's my pleasure, brother. Eric Gordon still in the NBA. I know, right, sis? He's been he outlasted. Eric Gordon has now outlasted, you know, some of the peers he played with. He's outlasted Blake Griffin and some others. So that's very intriguing. Again, if you guys, for whatever reason, were at work or whatever, the Lakers earlier today acquired sharpshooter Luke Kennard from the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for guard Gabe Vincent and a 2032 second-round pick. All right. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, Kennard is having a strong season from beyond the arc. He's shooting really well, man. He's shooting over 42%, which I think is a career best for him. So adding an elite shooter like that to pair with Luka, LeBron, and Austin, and whoever he ends up getting thrown in the rotation to play with, it's going to give LA more spacing and flexibility, as well as he's an expiring contract who's not going to hurt us. The Lakers are projected to have upwards of $60 million in cap space this summer. Now, obviously, some of that is going to go to Austin, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, stuff is getting interesting, guys. The trade deadline is here, and I'm glad we got rid of Gabe Vincent. I think that was one of the major wins. But yes, if you're just tuning in, just talked about Zubac. That was the first thing we talked about. Very happy for Zubac. Again, he leaves that pretender of a franchise, that dirt hole of a franchise, and he's able to, you know, start fresh somewhere else. And he was putting up big numbers. He's a good player. He just we're not fans of him with the Clippers. I mean, who the heck is fans of the Clippers anyways, right? But yeah, I think this is a good move for him personally, and let's see how they look in Indiana. Now, mind you, Indiana had just lost Miles Turner the last offseason, so yeah, the Clippers I think are figuring out that they're not going to compete for anything. They're finally opening their eyes, guys. Remember, I told you guys probably like a year ago that if I was them, I'd start from scratch and trade everybody away. That's always been my motto. My motto is never, have your cake and eat it too. If you're going to rebuild, you got to do things the right way. If you're going to retool, you got to retool the right way. This is a team that wasn't rebuilding. They gave away all their draft picks. They gave away Shea. They gave away J-Dub. They gave away everything. And then they weren't competing for anything, right? And so I think the Clippers finally realized that they are the dumpster fire of the NBA, and they have to capitalize and get some young talent back. This league is for the youth, man. This league is for the youth right now. We saw who won the championship last year, all right? It wasn't an old team. It was a young team. So, yes, the Clippers are trading Zubac to the Indiana Pacers just being reported right now. And, again, I'm still waiting on the details of that trade, but I wonder what the Clippers got to return. Probably draft picks, stuff like that, right? But again, so far, this trade deadline, very entertaining, guys. We got a lot of stuff happening here today. And yesterday, we had the Anthony Davis trade, the James Harden trade. The day before that, we got the Jaren Jackson trade. Today, we got, or last night, we got the Kristaps Porzingis to Golden State trade, Jared McCain to the Thunder trade. Like all of that, I'm going to grade it all for you guys, give you guys, my grades and all that good stuff. David, my brother, thank you so much. I forgot to thank you earlier, man. I was so busy. I forgot to thank you for your always generous donations, man, and for your gifting of the subscriptions to these wonderful people, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, brother. How you doing today? Great trade for Indy. Absolutely, man. They get a borderline all-star caliber big. Let's not front here. Zubac's a really good player. Still hurts me that my Lakers gave him away for Mike Muscala, of all people. But we're going to get over that eventually, right? But for now, yes, the Clippers traded Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. And apparently Shams is on the phone getting the details of that because he still hasn't updated us with that. But you guys are mine for about the next hour and 20 minutes, guys. Stay tuned. Hit that like button if you guys are live. If you guys want to turn up the phone lines, 300 likes, baby. That is the mark. Since we're going to be here for over an hour, we might just hit that. That way you guys can chime in on the trades and all that good stuff. So let's see here. We got the update here. Yeah, it might be Mathurin it might be Mathurin going to the Clippers. That was somebody that we're interested in, apparently. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is happening, guys. John Morant. All right. Apparently there wasn't a lot of trade interest around the league, just like we thought. His immaturity has costed him and will continue to cost him big money. So John Morant might not even be able to find a new house. If you told me 3-4 years ago that John Morant would have zero trade value, meanwhile Jaren Jackson will pull back 3 first-round picks, come on now. Like, this is a new NBA, man. So yeah, it's okay. So it's Benedict Mathurin for Zubac. Okay, that's an interesting trade for sure. Clippers still ain't shit, man. They ain't gonna do nothing with that guy. I feel sorry for Mathurin or anybody who got traded to the Clippers. I feel sorry for Garland. Darius Garland. I feel sorry for Mathurin. Everybody. But yes, like my guy D3 said, great trade for Indy. They got a really good big man to make up for some of what they lost. Shout out from the Valley. What's up, man? Shout out to you, man. How you doing today? Yeah, I was on a Suns podcast. Oh, absolutely, Brandon. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Suns fans joining us today for the trade deadline, man. Let's get it. NBA is extremely biased against small guards in 2026. I see it, man. It's crazy. They're gift wrapping these players. My boy said in Snoop Dogg's voice, Giannis is on the way. We will see. But, with this trade that the Lakers made today, we did open up a little bit of cap space, and they might be players in the buyout market. Watch out for guys like DeRozan, Mike Conley, guys like that. Keep an eye out on that, guys. And again, if anything breaks right now during the live stream, I got you guys. The trade deadline is among us. Everybody's favorite time. The trade seems to be 2 first-round picks going to the Clippers for Zubac and Benedict Mathurin. So again, bomber making off like a damn bandit. Now, I'm not saying Zubats wasn't worth the 2 first-round picks, but Mathurin on top of that to make the salary work, that is a high price to pay for a Vita Zubats. However, he might be worth it at the end of the day, especially if once Halliburton gets healthy. You know, they got their big man there, and they're good to go. If Garland can get healthy with Mathurin alongside Kawhi, that's low-key terrible playing team. They might even push all the way up like the 7th or 6th. You think so, Josh? I don't know, man. I don't know. You get rid of such a key piece like Zubats, get rid of Harden, who was having a good season. I think they're doing this to tank low-key, man, to be honest with you, man. You know, the pieces they got are okay. Garland is nice, but he's better for the future, man. Even though he's a player right now, he's had a lot of injury history as well. A lot of injuries in his career, early in his career. Mathurin still underdeveloped. He might develop. You know, again, playing no pressure basketball can do wonders for you. Okay, that's why you saw Norman Powell really shine there and all that stuff, right? My guy D Free says, I hope Rob has other plans because our offer of 3 picks is extremely easy to beat. Other teams will also have more to offer, or I hope GA says he will Giannis Antetokounmpo will say he will only come here only. Well, there's a couple things in play here, D Free. For one, it would be not just the 3 picks. It'll be 3 picks that are worth something, okay? And it'll also be Austin Reeves, who's going to be a 25-point per game scorer this season. You get a 25-point per game score plus 3 first-round picks. I say that's a pretty decent price for an aging superstar that's about to go into it's about to turn 32 by next season. So I would think, you know, I mean, we throw in some fillers and we got ourselves a deal, man. Draft picks are worth a lot nowadays, as you can see, man. 1 draft pick can get you Trae Young. Okay, a couple of draft picks can get you Anthony Davis. So I think draft picks are worth a lot. I think the Lakers draft picks would be pretty nice. I think so. Let's see. They are 17-4 the last 21 games. They want to be competitive, but no reason to tank since no pick. They'll tank in 2 years. Book set up that way. Yeah, but they're going to be trash. They might be competitive here all the way till March, and then the real Clippers show up, you know, the bum Clippers that get eliminated early. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing for me is that the Clippers know what they're doing, bro. They're stuck with that Kawhi contract for now, right? And this is a bottom out move. Once you trade Zubats, you traded James Harden, they're bottoming out, bro, low-key. Yes, they're getting some decent pieces in return, but those pieces are not going to move the needle a lot. At least they shouldn't, unless Ty Lue makes them look amazing, right? But they shouldn't move the needle a lot. Let's see. AR won't go because he won't resign there. There has been reporting on him for a couple of months now. Money talks. AR will do a sign and trade with us if that's the only option he has because he don't want to lose an extra 30 mil due to the CBA or whatever just to leave him free agency, right? So if he doesn't want to go to Milwaukee, you can always reroute him elsewhere. There's going to be a lot of suitors for him and give the Bucks even more assets or more draft picks or whatever. So that is also going to be an option, right? So the Lakers are going to have options. I'm not saying Giannis is a shoo-in to come to the Lakers. We are going to have competition for sure, but we become interesting in the offseason, assuming Giannis makes it past the hour and he doesn't get traded, which it sounds like he's not going to. It sounds like Giannis is staying for now. That's what it sounds like to me. Also, those are going to be low-value firsts. That's why it's shocking that they didn't take the Warriors. It's not just being a first. It's about what years. Well, yeah, low-value first, but at the end of the day, man, first-round picks and even second-round picks, as you can see, are worth something. Now, the further one, the one down the road, the 32 and over, those are going to be high-value first, D-Free. I disagree with that. I think those are high-value first. The ones right now where Luka's in his prime and if we get Giannis, those are low-value picks. But the back-end ones, those will be worth something. Those picks Dallas got for AD are terrible. I agree. He said they're going to be OKC picks. Warriors ones will be a premium. The Warriors didn't get Giannis because Giannis didn't want to go to the Warriors. That's the bottom line. I think from what I heard, he didn't want his legacy tainted like KD's. Smart man, all right? You'll never get the credit you deserve winning alongside Curry because all Curry fans are always going to give him all the credit. Look what they did to KD. KD going to Golden State still haunts him. Giannis wanted no part of that. Giannis wanted zero part of that. And so, yeah, that's the reason I think Giannis didn't want to go to the Golden State. First of all, Giannis, you made the right decision. Curry got 1, maybe 2 years left in the tank. After that, you're stuck there, man. Especially if you sign a contract extension, you're stuck there by yourself. And Golden State, outside of Curry era, haven't done shit. So I understand why you didn't want to go there for sure. Hey, Keys, man, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. I won't trade for Giannis. His game won't age well and already had multiple calf injuries. I'd rather build around Luka and Austin. Well, this is why I think they're low-key sitting Giannis. They want to hold on to his trade value for the longest. They're trying to save his mileage a little bit. He's 31 going on 32, so you make a valid point there. However, if you're the Lakers, you're always going to swing for the fences. You're just going to do it. You're going to do it, man. If you're the Lakers, you want to build for a contender. And so, this would definitely move the needle, obviously, for us. We're not the Clippers, We're not out here trying to get the Benedict Mathurin's of the world, even though he's got good talent. But, we're trying to get impact players. And so, remember, Mark Walter, look what he's done with the Dodgers. He's going to swing for the fences. He's going to swing for it all during the summer when he gets all those draft picks. Just wait. Just you wait. So, yeah, the full trade is Clippers get Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and 2 first-round picks and 1 second-round pick to the Clippers for Zubats and Kobe Brown. All right. So I'm glad Kobe Brown got traded because the only Kobe we ever want to see in LA is Kobe Bryant. We make an exception for Kobe Buffkin, but that's about it, man. We don't want no Kobe's on the Clippers. Facts, big facts. So yeah, I'm glad this went through. I'm especially happy for Zoo. I am especially happy for Zubat. Again, you're playing an irrelevant franchise. You go to Indiana. Indiana's very passionate about their basketball. You're going to feel the difference for sure. The only team you want to be in LA is the Lakers. Clippers ain't shit, man. He said, Bucks want to try to build a contender. Gonna shut him down, get a high pick, and may try to trade for Ja for the top pick. They'd be stupid, man. Just get rid of Giannis already. Just get rid of Giannis, bring back maximum value, and then start from scratch, okay? Start from scratch. You bring in Ja, that's not going to work. If Damian Lillard, who's at the time was a better player than what Ja is now, and a better floor spacer as well, didn't work with Giannis, Ja's not going to work, bro. Also, I agree he should not go play there. That was more about me saying 3 picks isn't that many without the cosign to go there. When others can offer like 6 to 7 blue chip guys. But what are blue chip guys in today's modern NBA, D-Free? Like, what would you consider blue chip guys, right? Because I think Austin Reeves would be the ultimate chip guy. Like, you want to compete, but you want to trade Giannis, get Austin Reeves. And if Austin doesn't want to go there, reroute him somewhere else, get more draft picks and young talent in return. Now you have 3 first-round picks from the Lakers, potentially 2 to 3 more that are coming from Austin. Now you got 6 first-round picks and maybe a young talented piece thrown your way. Maybe the Lakers throw in a Dtlf or somebody else, So, again, it's all about perspective, and what the Bucks want to do. The Bucks trade for Ja Morant. You waste another year of Giannis's career, his value goes down even more. So it's going to be really hard to rebuild in Milwaukee without having all those draft picks. Just saying. He said Clippers stacking first for the evaluate asset snatch. Man, they can't stack better first than the ones they gave up already, man. What do you mean? We have KB on our team. Clippers had not 1 but 3 Kobe's. That's what I'm saying. They're not allowed to have any Kobe's. The Lakers have the right, but not them. We only want Kobe's on winning franchises only. He said, let's not forget the Clippers are just gift wrapping a possible top 10 pick to the Thunder if they tank now. Truly the laughing stock of the NBA. That's what they are. They're a clown franchise. For sure, they're a clown franchise. I don't even think they know what they're doing. They're just trying to save face a little bit. But everybody wants to talk about the Luka trade and how bad that was for Dallas. Let's talk about the Clipper trade and how bad that was for them and how they set up the Thunder for unlimited success. And the Thunder still reaping the rewards of that. Let's talk about that. I think that's a more relevant topic. All right, because the Clippers are absolutely a clown franchise. they're just there's something else, man. Everything they do has no purpose. They do it to try to sell Wolf tickets to their 7 fans, right? But let's see. But can you guys imagine if we get Luka and Giannis in the summer? How far do you guys think that team can go? Obviously, we'd have to give up Austin Reeves. But how far do you guys think that team can go? Because they're interesting, right? They're very interesting. And again, B.A. Turner reporting that the Lakers want to make a big splash this summer when they have more resources, right? So we could be done for this trade deadline. You know, there's a high chance that the Lakers are done. So Shams reporting that if the Pacers' first rounder this year falls outside of 1 through 4 or 10 to 30 range, it converts into the Pacers' 2031st unprotected first. Okay, so it's a little complicated there on the trade, but there's some other details I wanted to include there. Let's see. A blue chip guy is someone younger than 21 or so that can be a franchise piece. If they tank, they may get a top 3 pick, so that's a good start. Very AD Zion reminiscent, or even Luka Cooper. Okay, fair enough. I'm not mad at your definition of a blue chip guy. But yeah, guys, that Pacer trade. Pacers are interesting now. Again, they're interesting now after landing Zubac. As of right now, Professor, no more trades for the Lakers. I keep you guys posted. I'm here for another hour or so. I got you guys, man. So again, everybody trying to squeeze in the last minute trades they can right now. There's about 26 minutes left for the NBA trade deadline. About 26. So yeah. He said, no, Clippers stacking first before Silver snatches them all. They haven't forgotten. It'll be announced if they're guilty. NBA, man, they probably give them a slap in the wrist. NBA loves rich owners. It's a business at the end of the day, right? Hopefully they do get slapped with something, though, more than a slap on the wrist. Rob only woke up today to trade Gabe and went back to sleep. Would you like to see one more trade go down, Dan? I wouldn't mind it, one more trade going down. If it was, though, it would be nice to get a nice little 3-and-D wing. Maybe somebody like Sadiq Bey, who we've mentioned on here several times. Some of the guys that I was interested in already got traded. Like, I wanted to talk about this, matter of fact. I'm glad you brought it up because I want to talk about what the Knicks did today and getting Alvarado. And I was like very happy for them. I think Alvarado fits in nicely with the feisty set of guards they have, the Mikal Bridges and the Josh Harts. I think the Knicks low-key made such a great underrated move. So the move here was the Knicks get Alvarado, the Pelicans get Dylan Terry, and 2 seconds plus cash. All right. For me, that's an A trade for the Knicks. That's an A. They get the first A so far the trade deadline for me. Pelicans, that's a C. All right. The Knicks, you get a cheap, gritty backup point guard who's instantly helps. It helps their bench and they stay under the second apron, right? But for the Pelicans, man, they're cheap. The Pelicans are just cheap. They get a C for cheap. Okay. Again, grading the Lakers trade, we get I believe we get I'll say a B+. A B+ for the Lakers, getting Luke Kennard, one of the better sharpshooters in the league. The Hawks, I give them like a C+. Okay. C+. They did get an expiring contract and a second round pick. Hawks are already pretty stacked at the guard position. They'll be fine, right? But we added an elite shooter for almost nothing. That's exactly what we needed. Good job, Lakers. Now we could have also used a 3-and-D wing. Still got about 20 minutes or so to make that happen. We'll go there. We'll go there. We'll see. Lakers trade happened already, Angel. I don't know if you missed the bus, but Gabe Vincent is no longer here, bro. That's the best news of the day. It would be nice if we got another trade, but I wouldn't bet on it. He said, Bomber isn't just a rich owner. He's rich enough to buy the entire NBA. That's what I'm saying, bro. And money talks at the end of the day, which is why they have postponed all of these punishments. Clearly, they are guilty. He said, this richer than the 10 next richest owners combined. Annoying. It's annoying how somebody like that was allowed to buy into the NBA, but hey, it is what it is. He's going to use every benefit at his disposal, so be it. So be it. But I still think he's a moron. I think he's a moron. He doesn't have any clue how to build a team. He thinks just acquiring talent equals championship. No, you got to acquire talent that fits, right? So But yeah, we're seeing reports already that Giannis Antetokounmpo this summer is going to be massive, and apparently the Lakers are very serious about acquiring him. So whatever that means, it sounds like they're about to do whatever it takes to try to get Giannis, trade whoever, do anything to try to pair up Giannis and Luka. And I'm sure Giannis and Luka would like to play with each other. I'm sure they would on the same team. I'm sure. I'm 110% sure they would, man. Both of those guys are humble. You know, both foreign, super talented players, and they have a great relationship with each other. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This summer is going to be fun for sure. Thank you, Kimiko. Appreciate you, as always. Let's see here. Only problem with Kennard is that he can be a big gun shy. Sometimes that shoots as good as him needs about 8 to 9 threes a game, not 3. I'm not worried about that, man. There's going to be plenty of shots to go around, and playing alongside Luka and LeBron, if he's ever out there, if he's out there at the same time, which he will be, I'm sure, during short stints, he's going to be able to make some stuff happen. All right, we got a breaking news trade right now. The Charlotte Hornets are trading Tyus Jones to the Dallas Mavericks for Malachi Branham. The Mavericks had interest in Jones this season and get him today. Hornets open up a $7 million trade exception. Okay. Too bad, the Lakers don't have any more second-round picks to attach to try to get that trade exception, man. That's too bad. But, yeah, there's some dead contracts that looks like we're going to end up with and just hold on to. Dtlf said, I know Giannis is pissed. This means he can't extend basically until next offseason. I'm sure he wanted to get somewhere and lock up that max as soon as possible. Oh, absolutely. Especially with the chance of there being an injury, man. The chance of an injury, he's had a lot of calf injuries recently, is scary. It's got to be scary, especially if the superstar is explosive and athletic as he is. If I'm Giannis, bro, I'm not coming back the rest of the season. Go ahead and tank, Bucks. Do what you guys got to do. I'm not coming back the rest of the season. Flip me. I already played my last game as a Buck. Flip me in the summer, all right? Or I'm going to flip you guys off. Either way. Let's see. Bomber is the same dude that tried to buy Nintendo when he worked at Microsoft and got laughed at out the boardroom. I'm telling you, he might be rich, but he's not the brightest. And you can tell some of these trades. Dan, would you sign Lonzo as a backup if he gets waived by the Jazz? Yeah, I would actually. But I don't know, man. I think Mike Conley's more serviceable and has been more reliable. But Lonzo is younger, and he's scrappy defensively when he's healthy. So I do like Lonzo. I would not mind taking out a flyer on Lonzo. Again, there's the DeMar DeRozan thing. Having somebody like him off the bench would be intriguing. Again, there's going to be some prospects out here that might get bought out. We'll see what happens with some of these trades. But, the Lakers became players, all right, and in the buyout market by flipping Gabe and getting that extra little bit of cap space. Just to live, I think it's like $500K that they opened up, but it'll help. It'll help in their quest to maybe sign an extra free agent. They could use it on Drew Timme. They like him a lot. So they could use it on Drew Timme, and I wouldn't be mad. All right, just to recap some of the trades. So Anthony Davis goes to Washington during the trade deadline. D'Lo goes with him. D'Lo seems to be attached at the hip to AD. James Harden goes to Cleveland. That one was pretty big. Jaren Jackson in Utah. That one was pretty big. All right. Kristaps Porzingis to Golden State. Solid for Kuminga, because Kuminga ended up on the Hawks. Jared McCain, another the radar trade. Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very solid pickup for the Thunder for sure. Kobe White and Mike Conley to Charlotte. Okay. Now, Mike Conley could get bought out. Vucevic to Boston, another under the radar trade for sure. Ayo Dosunmu to Minnesota so far. That's a very good trade for Minnesota, man. Now, they got rid of Rob Dillingham, who I like his potential, but Ant needs somebody who can play with him now. Alvarado to the Knicks. That's a great trade for the Knicks. That's one of my favorite trades of the day. And, of course, my favorite trade of the day is Luke Kennard to the Lakers for that bum. Gabe Vincent, okay. Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes Davis to Milwaukee. Okay, so that happened at some point. I didn't even realize. Nick Richards got traded to Milwaukee, and I never even realized it. That's insane. Yabusele to the Bulls happened. And of course, the minor trades: Chris Paul to Toronto, Lonzo Ball to Utah and waived, Tyus Jones to Charlotte, Chris Boucher to Utah, and Trace Jackson Davis to Toronto. So it's been a lot of moves. I'm running out of breath just reading all the moves that just happened in the last couple of days. He said, yeah, actually, I don't mean the offseason that follows this season. I mean the one after that. That's brutal. That's a long time, a year and a half. Oh, I feel that. For sure, I feel that. They lose a lot of leverage by waiting also because now he's going to be on a 1-year deal and say, I'm not going to resign with you if you trade for me. Yeah. And that is where he has all the power, man. Power to the players. Power to the players. And I don't mean to sound like GameStop here, but Giannis has the power. He will choose his destination, especially with them not trading him, for sure. Unfortunately, Lonzo is done. This is probably his last NBA contract. He can't move out there. I know, man. I feel bad for Lonzo. His knees, the cartilage in his knees that's lacking. That's so bad, man. Kids, this is why you don't eat pizza when you're a professional athlete. You can't have the pizza diet where you're just eating pizza, mac and cheese, no veggies, none of that. It matters. Not to say that's the reason he gets hurt, but it matters. He's on the Bulls now. That's right. That's right. Thank you for correcting. Keith said, craziest trade season in recent memory. I think every team traded, but for that. Keith, thank you so much for Super Chat, brother. You're absolutely right. This has been a very eventful trade season, and it's going to bring the interest to the NBA, the rest of the NBA season, up even more, right? So Shams reporting that the Bucks and the Suns have expanded this to a 3-team deal, including the Chicago Bulls, Ousmane Dieng to Milwaukee, and Nick Richards to Chicago. So yeah, rerouted. Nick Richards rerouted. So instead of the Bucks, he goes to Chicago. That's interesting. Chicago, really interesting for sure. He said, sign me up for Jonathan Kuminga, Gabe Vincent. He signed me up for Gabe Vincent. I'm never going to have to see this guy play on my team again. Minutes. That's going to be the best, man. I don't want to see this cat ever again. I don't want to see this guy on my block ever again in my life. Okay. Gabe Vincent was traumatizing, guys. And we Rob Pelinka has to do a better job of not getting these traumatizing guys, all right? I don't know what's up with Rob. He loves his little guards. Just look at Rob Pelinka's history. At one point, we were running a 3-guard small ball lineup, okay? I don't remember if it was 2022 or 23, but it's all bad. Can't be happening, man. Yeah, Dalton Connect is still here. For those of you inquiring, he's not going anywhere. Dalton Connect is still with us. As for now, I mean, there's 15 minutes left of the trade deadline, and then some get squeezed in the last second. So we'll see. Crazy, I know, right? This was my number one. This was my number one thing on my wish list to get this guy completely out of here, man. He's been a travesty. See, my guy asked, "What is our plan B if Giannis stays?" I have no idea. That's a good question. But like I said, man. Even if the Lakers made no trades, I wouldn't have been too mad as long as we end up getting the big fish in the offseason, which is Giannis. We made one trade, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy about the trade we made. But I just feel like, it would have been nice if we would have got some of the other deadweight contracts off. But still, beggars can't be choosers, man. I'll take Gabe Vincent off my team. I'll take him off my team. This guy again, Cattle Guy, said, meat writing a bad trade is terrible. All right, what's a bad trade? He said, we gave up a 2nd-round pick to get a half-season rental on a journeyman when you could have just not played. Gabe, be real. I'm being real. It's not a bad trade. First of all, it's not meat writing. You're meat writing Gabe heavily if you think Gabe staying on this team wasn't going to play. He was always going to play, Cattle Guy. Thanks for the super chat, by the way, but that's disrespectful. Nobody's meat writing here. Nobody's saying, oh, we got Kennard, the next Klay Thompson, the greatest shooter ever. No, that's meat writing. I think you got your definition of meat writing a little off. Now, I'll say this. As a 2nd-round pick is never an issue for the Lakers. If you're a real Laker fan, not just a player stan or just a passerby, you would know that the Lakers have no issue with 2nd-round picks. They always tend to buy those, or even better, we tend to get a lot of undrafted 2nd-round talent that chooses to forego workouts to come play for us. Does Austin Reeves ring any bells? So 2nd-round picks aren't an issue. Now, if we would have gave up a 1st-round pick, I would understand your rage, but I really don't understand what the outrage is from you. This is the 2nd time you said meat writing. First of all, nobody's meat riding Kennard, man. I'm just happy to get Gabe Vincent off my team. Whatever Kennard can give us on his half-a-year rental is good. Okay, we'll take that. Anything's better than Gabe. All right. He said, we found Gabe Vincent's YouTube burner account. Sure seems like it, man. He's really mad about. I didn't think there would be one person that's upset about Gabe Vincent being traded. Apparently, because we attached the second-round pick. We buy those all the time. Laker fans know. Nobody should be mad about that. Salute, but thanks for the super chat, bro. Regardless of the insult, I appreciate the super chat. Salute, man. Compton in the house. Salute, brother. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you, fam. Hit that like button, chat. He said LeBron is on the record for praising Luke Kennard's shooting last year. LeBron, man. LeBron, I think, is on the way out. I think this is for sure LeBron's last hoorah. I think for sure this is going to be LeBron's last hoorah with the Lakers. I've been telling you guys this before the year started. You know, I brought in the author, an NBA agent of a book where he pretty much predicts that LeBron is gone after this year and he's going to end up in Cleveland. And the Cavs made trades to kind of clear up some cap space to go and pursue LeBron in the offseason and to try to recruit him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He said, at one point, Robin Ham considered to run a 5-guard lineup with AR at center. No, I'm not exaggerating. I don't know, bro. Conspired, you meant. Yes. That's crazy. That is insane. That is insane. A 5-guard lineup, guys, I know Golden State succeeded with Draymond, who's basically a small forward, power forward tweener at the center, but everybody tried to steal the blueprint and it never worked. It never worked. It never worked. All right, let's see. This guy's still mad about Gabe. He said, I hate Gabe, but why give up a second-round pick to get a player that won't move the needle? Yeah, they buy picks, but you can package this pick and buy a bot pick for a better player. Well, apparently not, because my source tells me the Lakers were shopping a lot of the things, including the Lakers actually shopped their first-round pick just to gauge the market, to see what we get back in return. They obviously didn't like anything else. This was the best package they probably found. And a lot of teams were trying to attach multi-year deals. The Lakers want to stay competitive for Giannis. So you're not even going to remember this trade, Cattle Guy, if we land Giannis anyways. But however, I just don't see any way how you can put a negative twist on it. Second-round picks are a dime a dozen, man. And they might have a little bit more value now than in the past, but we just purchased the second-round pick last year, and his name is Abdul Thero, who, by the way, hasn't played many minutes this season. That should tell you everything you need to know about why you should not be outraged about us trading a second-round pick. You know, other second-round picks currently on the roster, Bronny James, he doesn't play much. So that's the value of a second-round pick. Now, we have gotten some steals in the past with second-round picks. We've also gotten some undrafted players that have been phenomenal for us. You know, we've also gotten some G League guys like Caruso to come over here and ball out. So there's so many ways to accumulate talent. I think this is a good trade. You get a 42% three-point shooter plus, and you don't, you don't put it on no salary, and you remove that option for JJ Redick, who was being really pathetic playing this guy nonstop. Let's see. Sharon, also disgruntled, says, I don't understand this trade. Not trading Gabe, of course, but not getting a two-way. I just feel there were better deals that complement Luka. Give me one deal. I would love to know what deal was better out there. And I agree, it would have been nice if we gotten somebody better. For sure. Like, if I would have loved to get like a Herb Jones, but that guy was, they were asking for 2 first-round picks for that guy. You know? And yeah, I agree with you as well. There is a Laker tax as well, man. We don't get the same treatment as others, man. We don't get the same treatment as others. It's real, and everyone in the league hates us. This is the best we could have got. He's a 50% three-point shooter. Think about all the open shots he'll get. For me, again, it's not so much about the player we get in return, because a lot of teams or a lot of players come here and they don't shoot the same. We saw what happened with Malik Beasley. Okay, nobody should be mad about getting rid of a second-round pick. We've bought those all the time. You know, again, if it was a first-round pick, which, by the way, we've whiffed on those lately, then you should be as upset. But I feel like, you know, the anger is placed in the wrong way. Everybody should be rejoicing at the fact that Gabe fucking Vincent is off the team, which means he's no longer an option for JJ Redick to play this pathetic fool, man. He's not an option. That is the best thing that could have happened today, guys. I don't know why anybody would be mad about that. Couldn't be me, but hey, to each his own, right? He said, I will say I agree with the sentiment. It's not great to give up a second round for a rental. We did the same with DFS. We gave up like 3 for the rental. If we were going to do this, we should have been in 1-2. Again, I mean, second round pick, man. I'm never losing any sleep over no second round picks. When's the last time a star player we drafted was a second round pick, or even a starter player we drafted was a second round pick? It's been that long, man. Most of the second round picks aren't that great. Let me see. Maybe Jordan Clarkson. I think he was like the 46th pick in that draft, and he ended up starting for us his rookie season, where he was at point guard, and then he got replaced by Dtlf. Right, so that was probably the last time that a second round pick actually made a huge impact for us. But man, I'm not tripping over no second round picks, and neither should you guys. Nobody here should be tripping over a second round pick. We got Gabe fucking the bum Vincent off the roster, man. That's a celebration in itself. I would have gave up 2 second round picks to get this motherfucker off the team. 2 motherfuckers. I might have thrown 3 of them bitches in there, man, just to get him off. By the way, people seem to write off Luke Kennard. He could be a rental, or Lakers could go make their big splash and re-sign him. You never know. What if he's a long-term solution at the backup shooting guard or small forward or wherever you want to play him, right? So, I mean, we don't know. I'm going to reserve judgment on what Luke Kennard looks like. I know he doesn't play defense, but we didn't trade for him for that, right? He said, but I'm not mad at moving Gabe in general. Exactly. Thank you. I think it was a great trade. We got one of the top shooters in the league, and we got rid of one of the biggest bums in the league. Win-win. He said, hey, Dan, it's cool. Some people don't ball trading an unplayable player for a player that is number 1 in the league in shooting 3-point percentage is a good trade in my book. Hey, look, man, to each his own. But to say that we're meat riding Luke Kennard is crazy, man. Nobody here got excited for the mere fact that we got Luke Kennard. We got excited for the mere fact that we got rid of Gabe Vincent. Anything else is a cherry on top. That's the way I see this trade. We could have literally got freaking Isaac Bonga, okay, who's not even in the league right now. And I would have celebrated the trade because we got rid of Luke Vincent. No more Cardi G, no more running around 15 to 20 minutes per game putting up bagels. Who in the fuck would celebrate that, man? I give up 2 first-round picks to get rid of that guy. It's not like Rob Pelinka hasn't bought second-round picks anyways. So I'm not too concerned with that. If they like somebody in the draft, they'll grab them. You know, they will grab them. Let's see. Seconds are premium currency. When stacked together, look at AO today. We see those all the time, especially if they're the ones in the 30s. So much time these days. So those are good picks. Fair enough. We'll buy it back. All right. Again, nobody should be crying over the lost pick. Yeah, it's not for me. Pelinka still can't trade expiring contracts. The thing is, people are asking for second-round picks with expiring contracts. Look around the NBA. A lot of these guys that got traded that had expiring contracts had second-round picks attached to them, right? So, yeah, and maybe it is Pelinka. If it is Pelinka, he should get fired. Bro, I'll take Isaac Bonga, bro. I will take Isaac Bonga right now over Gabe Vincent. I'm taking him. I will definitely take Isaac Bonga. Dame is still rehabbing, last I checked. But, you know, again, we got exactly 5 minutes left on the trade deadline. And I'm going to stay like 20 minutes right after just to see if anything's squeezed by. But apparently teams are calling the Clippers trying to trade for Kawhi Leonard. Okay. Last minute. I don't think that'll happen, but wow. He said, yo, there is a video of when the Lakers played the Knicks. LeBron blamed Gabe Vincent slowing down or stopping it and breaks, and now Gabe is traded. Look, man, LeBron is in his right to blame Gabe Vincent. We all blame him. He didn't even have to play. We were still going to blame Gabe Vincent. That's how bad he was. Man, he was averaging a whopping 4 points a game. Playing minimal defense. Okay, out here looking like an Oompa Loompa amongst guards. Let's get it, man. Let's freaking go. I'm happy he's off my team. I don't even care about Luke Kennard. I don't care if Luke Kennard never plays a game this season. I'm kidding. I am a little bit excited to see him play. But my point is, not going to be mad that we had to offload a second-round pick to get Gabe off of here. Doubt the Lakers make any more moves. Facts. I don't think so either. I was saying, what was stopping this from being available in the offseason, attaching something to Gabe so you didn't have to pick between Marcus and Goodwin instead of having both? Yes, Rob Pelinka makes tons of mistakes. This was not one of them today. But I agree. Rob Pelinka is he has reared his ugly head many times. Many times. However, again, not panicking about this one per se. I would have loved it if we would have used that second round pick and went out and grabbed like a Alvarado or somebody like that, right? But Alvarado, I think, how many did he pull in? I think Alvarado pulled in like 2, right? Didn't he? Let me double check that. Alvarado, yeah, he pulled in 2 second round picks, so we wouldn't even have had enough. I'm pretty sure the Lakers kicked the tires on somebody like him, and we wouldn't have had enough to get him because we only had 1 tradable second round pick. We did what we did. We did what we could, man. It's better than doing nothing. Let's see, my guy with another super chat, appreciate it. He said, it's abysmal asset management to use a second round pick to get rid of an aspiring contract. We could have waived him for no additional costs. Celebrating that is meat writing. No, it is not meat writing. See, that is where you're getting out. Now you're getting disrespectful. First of all, meat writing, you said that we were meat writing Luke Kennard. That's what you said. Now you're saying that celebrating the fact that we used the second round pick to get off of Gabe is meat writing. No, your definition of meat writing is way off, man. I don't know what kind of meat you've been writing, but yeah, your definition of meat writing is on a different level, bro. Yeah, people really crying about a second round pick. Yes. That's how you know, man. People tripping. Look, he's saying we're meat writing for celebrating this guy. You really say we meat writing for celebrate? You deserve all the slander, man. I was protecting you, but you deserve all the slander you're getting right now. I'm not even gonna lie. First of all, if it helps you comprehend, the second round pick is for Luke Kennard. Okay? If you don't think the top percentage three-point shooter in the league is worth a second round pick, at least to get a shot at the playoffs, then you don't know ball. Secondly, okay, if you want to attach that to the fact that that's what it took to get off of Gabe Vincent, that's still not that bad. That is crazy. That is insane. That is next level, bro. That is next level. I don't know what's up your butt today, man, but that's crazy, bro. I don't know. All this meat writing talk is getting disrespectful at this point, bro. Nobody's meat writing anybody. Some people can't see nobody be happy, man. Look, some people were not going to be happy. We could have made a blockbuster trade, and we would have had one side of the fan base say, "Oh, we shouldn't have did this. We burned all our assets. Our future is bleak now." Like when we traded for Luka, there were some people that were complaining. I'm just saying. So wait. You think the best percentage three-point shooter in the league is trash? Okay, your opinion, not mine. Agree to disagree. I'm not saying this is the best. I'm not saying this is the best job Rob has done, and he deserves an extension or none of that. He got all that praise when he got Luka. Now then, you could have said we were meat writing. Then you could have said that. Nobody's meat writing right now, man. We're just happy to get this absolute fucking bum off the roster, man. Let's see. Dan, what are the Pacers thinking? They traded the 2026 first, top 4 protected, and the 10 through 30 protected. They need to tank so hard because the pick will drop to 5 through 9. They're gonna lose it. They was looking in the moment, bro. They were looking in the moment, and they got a player. So they got a player that they felt like was worth 2 first-round picks, whether he was or he wasn't, right? But Zubats is a good player. He's basically a walking, talking double-double, and he's an interior presence. He's a big body, always has been, which is why we were confused when we traded him. But he's gotten better. He's gotten better and better and better. My boy Alan said, Selena said she's so glad the little guy is out of here. Even Selena, man, who just became a Laker fan, knows, how great it is to have somebody like Gabe Vincent out of there. Man, I'm happy, bro. I think only a Gabe Vincent a Gabe Vincent relative would be upset about this trade, man. Ain't no way. And a second-round pick, guys, when was the last time we drafted an impactful second-round pick? We just drafted Hero, who we bought the pick for, and then traded up to get him. And he hasn't played any significant minutes this year. And I hope he pans out, but The last 2 first-round picks, matter of fact, that we have not panned out. All right, and that's first-round picks. You guys should be more bummed out at that. We're talking about Jalen Hashifino. Now that I'm upset at Rob Pelinka for, because he could have had better players. He could have had Jaime Jaquez instead of Jalen Hashifino. We're talking about who else? Who else did they who they drafted? My guy Dalton Connect, right? He didn't pan out either. So yeah, that's something to be bummed about. A second-round pick? Nah. This reminds me of the people that were mad when we drafted Bronny with the 51st pick. Okay. Nobody was upset about that because, well, at least anybody with high basketball IQ wasn't upset about that because we knew Bronny wasn't going to play much anyways. He's a project player. Isaac Bonga was a second-round pick. He ended up overseas. It is what it is. Rob, you could be mad at Rob Pelinka for a lot of things, but getting rid of Gabe Vincent while getting one of the top percentage three-point shooters for a second-round pick, it's a fair price to pay, man. It's a fair price. He could have did it in the offseason. He could have did it here. He did it there. And we can nitpick all day. I would have been far more pissed off if we would have went past the trade deadline with Gabe Vincent. He said, I think his point is bad management to get someone for half of the season, which like I said, I thought we fumbled the DFS thing because we traded all those seconds for 30 games. Yeah, but sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. It could have worked out with DFS, but it didn't. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. So, you sometimes you got to risk it. But again, second-round picks, nobody's losing sleep over those. I'm glad Gabe Shamar Vincent is off this team. No more Heat guards or Russells on this team, please. I second this. He said, so in that regard, I think you're both right because getting rid of Gabe is still positive in my opinion. Yes, it sucks you had to pay to get someone to take him. Well, we did 2 things. See, if let's just say Cattle Guy would have more of a point. I think he's absolutely wrong. I think he would have more of a point if, and I give people their credit when it's due, but if we had just dumped Gabe Vincent by giving up a second-round pick and didn't get nothing in return, we got something in return, and we're going to test it out and see if it works. If it doesn't work, low risk, low reward. It is what it is. Nobody should be mad about that, man. That's crazy talk. What do you think of Harden, LeBron, Mobley, and Mitchell? It's interesting. It's old as shit. It's old, but it's interesting. Mitchell would be the youngest guy. What is he now? 29, 30? So, and Mobley, right? Mitchell and Mobley. But it would be really interesting and scary. I think that's what Cleveland is angling for sure. I think that's what Cleveland is angling for sure. He said those 3 seconds were pre-Luka trade. Well, first and foremost, right? People are really mad about the second-round pick, but how about we don't glaze over the fact that we got Luka for 1 first-round pick? But we still kept our 2032 or 2031 first-round pick. Luka was worth more than 1. So take solace in knowing that, yes, we gave up a second-round pick now, but we saved the first-round pick for the future. I'd much rather have that. He said Zubac was a defensive player of the year last year, first-team All-D, 16, 10, and 2 center. Very good pickup, while Miles was ass in the playoffs and ass this season. Yeah, I like the pickup for the Pacers a lot. I really do. I like the pickup. And as we wind down here, guys, we're 5 minutes over the trade deadline. I'll stay on for about 15 more minutes, answer more questions, and assess some more trades. But yeah, man, look. It's not the best day for the Lakers. Best day would have been Lakers get Jaden McDaniels, or they end up getting like a really good 2-way player, Herb Jones, somebody like that. We would have been ecstatic. But I'm happy we got rid of Gabe. Nobody's going to sour, nobody calling anybody a beat writer is going to sour my mood. Getting rid of Gabe is a dub for me. And that's that. He said, to the point about losing DFS, it just got us Ayton, Smart, and Jake. That value outweighs what DFS is currently doing. True. Look, in this league, here's what I'll say. You win some, you lose some. You're not going to get anything in a trade by giving up nothing, right? That only happens once in a blue moon, right? Once in a blue moon. And so that reminds me like when we traded for Gasol, for Kwame Brown and stuff like that. They ended up with Mark, which was something, but it was damn near close to nothing at the time. Right now, the Lakers are still riding high from the Luka trade. So high, as a matter of fact, that the Mavs won't even pick up the phone on us anymore, right? So I think so far we've been winning certain trades recently. The last time we lost a trade was the Russell Westbrook trade. Okay, that was the last time we lost a trade. I'm going to bring in my boy Lou in a bit. He's going to join me to give his final assessment on some of these trades and stuff like that. We'll give our final analysis, but let's see. I don't think any more trades are coming through right now. Let's see. Unless we get something late here. Oh, the Brooklyn Nets are waiving Cam Thomas, allowing the scoring guard to enter free agency. The Nets made a decision to allow Thomas to find a new home. Bam! That's our new guard right there. Go get him, Lakers. Cam Thomas on the Lakers would be everything. All right? And we made some cap space, so let's see if we can sign him. Go get Cam Thomas. He's a combo guard who can fill it up quickly. I'm doing it. And I know he's streaky and a volume shooter, but off the bench, he might be able to provide some of what Malik Monk or a player like that at no cost would have provided. So there you go. Sign him. Cam Thomas, please. Por favor, go get him right now, guys. Go get him right now. I think he's probably the best option right now in the buyout market. Oh, my goodness. If we can get Cam Thomas as a combo guard off the bench to, relieve some of the ball handling duties from Austin, LeBron, and Luka when they go to the bench, I think that would be awesome. What do you guys think of Cam Thomas? And again, I'm going to bring in Lou in a little bit to assess. Now, he is coming off of some injuries, so he hasn't been the same since those injuries, but maybe he'll rediscover his form. Maybe, being motivated. Oh, man. If we can get Cam Thomas, I'm a happy camper this trade deadline. Still not what we necessarily need. We could have utilized more size, more 3 and D, but beggars can't be choosers again. We want to keep our flexibility. We want to do the things we want to do. All of a sudden, the buyout market got interesting. Do I think the market's bought out? Maybe. Yo, Die Hard, bro. Wouldn't it be phenomenal? We got Cam Thomas. This is a player I've been intrigued by for years. He killed the Lakers almost every time he played us when he was healthy. So, they released him just now. Breaking news, guys. Why you guys stay subscribed, hit that like button. Cam Thomas. The Brooklyn Nets are waiving Cam Thomas. Laker him right now. Laker him right now, guys. I don't care what the shooting percentages are. None of that. He passes the eye test. And what I mean by that is he's a combo guard who can score and fill it up in bunches. Right? So that would be awesome. Yes, it would be awesome if we can get my guy Cam Thomas right now. Right now. That right there just, again, you always have to look to the buyout market. And as I told you guys, the buyout market is interesting, right? So let's see. What do you guys think? Cam Thomas to the Lakers? You guys like it? You guys hate it? Cat Guy probably hates it, man. He hates everything the Lakers do, apparently. Cat Guy, where you at, man? What you think of Cam Thomas? He's still my guy, even though you try to insult me and say we meat writing for liking the trade. Where you at, Cattle Guy? Cam Thomas to the Lakers? How we feeling, chat? I'd say go for it, man. You don't lose anything. You don't lose anything from it. You lose nothing from it, fam. Yeah, all the way. Let's go for it, man. Listen, sometimes we can't score off that bench. We have one of the worst scoring benches in the league now. If you kept Rui there, you add Cam Thomas to that. Oh man, come on. As a free agent, I think Cattle Guy would be a lot more happier knowing that second round pick turned into Cam Thomas. Because mind you, and this is what I was telling him earlier, if you would have paid attention, not only did we get Luke Kennard and get rid of Gabe, but we also created some cap space to become players in the free agent market. Come on. Go get me Cam Thomas right now. Oh, my God, that is an insane upgrade, especially if he's healthy. Now, I don't know what his health is looking like. That's my only thing concerned, but it's no risk, all reward. If he's injured for the rest of the year, join the group, man. We already got guys that are injured all year long, okay? He says, CJ, that cap space for DFS was useful, but consequently, if you didn't do that trade, you'd have 3 second rounds plus cap space. Hindsight 2020. Yeah, I mean, Rob Pelinka hasn't been the best asset manager. I'm not defending Rob Pelinka. I'm defending everybody who was called a meat writer on this stream for being happy about Gabe being traded. That's what I'm defending. I will not defend Rob Pelinka, even though he made us really happy with that Luka trade. But it's just like he stinks at plugging into other players, you know? He said, Dan, not mad at you. Mad at celebrating bad moves. We're not celebrating bad moves, man. We celebrate. I think that, again, if we get Cam Thomas, you telling me you wouldn't be excited to have Gabe Vincent and a second round pick turn into Cam Thomas and Luke Kennard? Because mind you, we had to clear a little bit of cap, and we did that by getting off of Gabe Vincent's contract. We saved about $500K. So we get Cam Thomas, we become a little bit more interesting. I'm not saying we're a championship contender or nothing like that, but who knows? We get hot at the right time. Now you're talking about, as Izzy says right here, we're talking about Rui, Kennard, and Cam. That's a bench. That's a bench. That is absolutely a bench, Cattle Guy. That is absolutely a bench. So again, we weren't getting much production off the bench at all. We get Luke Kennard, will help with the shooting, the floor spacing should help a little bit there. But if we get Cam Thomas again, that would be everything. I think we have a good shot at him. He grew up a Laker fan, Kobe fan. Maybe he wants to come to the limelight. We've seen guys make a career out of coming here, even if it's for half a year. If it's for the full year, we saw, Malik Monk make a career for himself and get a big paycheck the next year because he came and balled out for the Lakers. Cam Thomas, if he's smart, golden opportunity here, man. You can get plenty of shots off that bench. And that's assuming that Austin Reeves starts, right? On a side note, Kobe Buffkin just lost a job because I'm pretty sure they were going to call him up. Love Kobe Buffkin. He's been balling lately. But let's be honest. Is JJ Redick going to trust any of these young players? I don't think so. Nick Smith showed flashes, and then as soon as he started messing up, he got yanked. Kobe Buffkin had 1 or 2 good games, and as soon as he started messing up, his 10-day contract got revoked. So or just ended and not renewed, right? So I don't know. This is it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Figure it out. Whatever it takes. Figure it out. Make the cap. I don't know. Make room, make space, whatever. Let's go get Cameron Thomas. Let's get this man. Please. Let's get this man. We don't have him as of right now, but he is being bought out by the Nets. Yeah, give me Cam Thomas too, man. I really, we'll see. We'll see. We made a little bit more cap space by trading away Gabe Vincent. I don't know how much more we need to make. Who we need to waive or what, but go get Cam right now. Another liability on defense. Well, look, man, I'll be honest with you, Notorious Hand. Gabe Vincent was a far bigger liability on defense than anybody on the roster, I believe, just by being undersized. Cam Thomas can score. He can score in bunches. You can definitely use a player like that. And matter of fact, let's bring in my good friend, man, my brother, my compatriot, Lou. Yo, bro. Hold on, let me bring you back over here. There you are. Yo, bro. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, man?
Trade deadline just came in, and it looks like it just went. I don't know if there's any more moves on the horizon, man. But first, let's start with your Knicks, bro. They get the player I wanted. Okay, Grand Theft Auto. What about that, bro?
Yeah, I'm happy with it, man. They said that Deuce McBride's out for the season.
Oh,
he's gonna get like a hernia surgery or something like that. So that's probably why they made that move. I'm happy about it though, man.
Oh, absolutely.
But I know you excited. You got rid of that. What's this called, man? Gabe Vincent. You got rid of his ass, man.
Bro, listen. Somebody called me a meat writer because I got excited about getting rid of this guy. I don't know how you can come up to that conclusion, but yeah, I'm very excited, bro. And we also got Luke Kennard, who's a 42% 3-point shooter. And we gave him a second-round pick. What is your take on that trade?
I think that's a great trade, man. That second-round pick was going to amount to nothing, bro. And that's exactly the kind of player that LeBron, Luka, and Reeves need. They're 3 playmakers. You got one of the best shooters in the league. That's perfect.
Tell that to Cattle Guy, man. He's been calling all of us meat writers for being excited about that trade, bro.
That's probably Gabe Vincent's burner, man. It's all good.
He's been around for a minute. He's a cool guy. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, man. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for the main reason we got to get rid of Gabe. We created some cap flexibility to try to actually utilize the 15 roster spot, right? And he's an expiring deal, which gives us all the flexibility in the summer to go pursue somebody like, Giannis, who didn't get traded at the deadline, right?
Yep.
So it's a win-win, man. And there's been a lot of trades. It's been a very active trade deadline. Very active trade deadline. By the way, Cam Thomas from the Brooklyn Nets just got waived. What are your thoughts on him, bro?
I didn't see that one coming. I'm surprised they couldn't find a trade partner. But, bro, all he does is score, man. He doesn't play make. He doesn't play defense. So I get it. But where do you think he's going, man?
I'll tell you where I want him. want
think, bro, listen, I'm not a Nets fan, right? But I get a lot of Nets news feeds and stuff like that. And a lot of the fans don't like him, man. Like, he's literally a one-dimensional player to the T. Like, he'll just get you a bucket. He doesn't do anything else. So you might get frustrated with him. But, hey, man, I guess the Lakers they got 3 stars, man. They could take all the offensive power they can use. So that's good. That might be good for them.
I'll take Cam Thomas for the simple reason that every time we play this motherfucker, he kills us, man. Every single time, bro. And not only that, but he grew up a Laker fan, and maybe he might be inspired playing over here. You know, maybe he might learn a little bit playing with an elite player like Luka. He hasn't done that. Elite player like LeBron. And maybe the IQ rubs off and he becomes more of a team player. You know, because it's one thing to play for a losing stink-ass franchise like the Brooklyn Nets, and it's another to go to the Knicks or the Lakers or a team that actually wants to win, and they expecting different things from you, you know? For me, the way I see it is it's all reward, minimal risk. And the minimal risk just comes, like, if he doesn't buy in and he's just jacking up shots and playing bad, then he would get benched, you know? Simple as that. So, I don't know. I do it. Our bench sucks, bro. Well, I wouldn't say that because Rui's now coming off the bench and it adds a different dynamic. And we do have Jackson Hayes playing with good energy, Vandal playing good defense off the bench. But can you imagine a bucket getter like that, bro, coming off the bench, spelling minutes for LeBron, for Luka, and for Austin? Yeah, I take a flyer on him for sure. You know,
and it also helps with this because I know you guys start all 3, right? Reeves don't come off the bench; he starts. And
he's coming off the bench now only because he's coming off an injury, but I think he's going to start again. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. If you guys get someone like Cam Thomas, he could start, and you guys will be perfectly fine with that because now you got a scoring punch coming in and doing the same thing. So yeah, it might work out for that team. Hopefully, he doesn't go to the Clippers, man. I feel like he's the kind of player that wants the ball in his hands a lot, and now that Garland's out and Harden's gone, that might be an intriguing team for him too, just for the simple fact of getting touches, because he's all about his touches, man.
Yeah, that's true. Very true, bro. I'm glad to have you here, Lou. Thank you for joining us. John Morant remain with the Grizzlies past today's trade deadline, man. Do you think that's more of a testament to how bad his trade value has become, or?
Yeah, 100%, yeah, because they were actively shopping him. So.
I never thought I'd see the day 3 years ago, man, when Jaren Jackson would be traded and have way more value than John Morant. Apparently, they couldn't even get a first-round pick for him, bro.
Yeah,
how crazy is that?
Yeah, and the Miami Heat were trying to get Giannis, and they have a lot of assets. And 2 years ago, they wanted Ja. And look how much that changed. They could have took that whole package for Giannis and watered it down a little bit, sent it to Memphis. But Miami doesn't even want him, so go figure.
Yeah, nah, it's insane, bro. But it's been a very active trade deadline, man. A lot of sneaky under the radar moves. I feel like your team and my team made 2 of those sneaky under the radar moves, man. Yeah. I really like Alvarado for the Knicks. I will tell you that right now. He fits in with that pesky backcourt, off the bench. He'll play some minutes alongside Josh Hart. He'll be playing with those pesky guards, and it's going to be really fun, man. It's going to be really fun to watch.
He's from Brooklyn, too, so that's going to work out.
And he's Dominican, isn't he? Or
he's
Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. Okay, perfect then, man. He's right at home.
Yeah.
That's exciting, man. I'm excited to watch, the next game when Alvarado's over here, bumping his chest or whatever, and he gets really into it. So it's fun to watch him always. What'd you think of the Zubats, the Clippers trading Zubats, man?
I didn't see that coming either, bro. I don't know what's going on with the Clippers, bro. That was their best player outside of Kawhi. That was their best player. And, hey, you know what, though? That's what dumb franchises do, bro. He was averaging, like, damn near 20 and 10. One of the best centers they've had ever in history of that franchise, and they just get rid of him. But Clippers are going to Clipper, man.
That's amazing, bro. Clippers are going to clip, bro. I've been telling you this for years, man.
My fault. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, the Clippers, guys, they don't have an identity, all right? They're constantly having an identity crisis. And right when you think that they're turning the corner, boom. James Harden wants out. Everybody thought, this is the hottest team in the NBA. They won 14 out of the last 17. And what I always say about this, Lou? Who gives a flying fuck? It's the Clippers. Come March, the real identity sets in. And that's exactly what's happening right here, man. And like my guy said, we love making fun of the Clippers. They're the punchline. They're the punchline of the NBA for sure.
Listen, they do it to themselves, man.
Self-destruction.
Yep.
So who do you think is the biggest winners of the trade deadline, man? I'm gonna give you a couple of names. The Wizards land AD from the Mavericks. The James Harden headed to Cleveland. This was a blockbuster-filled trade deadline. Jaren Jackson Jr. heading to Utah. You got Kristaps going to the Warriors. I need your thoughts on that one first.
All right. You want right now?
Yeah, give me
Hey,
your
it
thoughts on.
doesn't, bro. Isn't he like sick? He can't even play. I don't understand why they made that move. They're saying that he might not ever play again. So, I mean, I guess they're hoping for the best, but I don't see how that works out.
How you like the trade for the Atlanta Hawks? They get Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield.
That one's good. That one's good. That's probably the best trade as far as like team need. That's probably the best trade because they needed another guy to go alongside Jalen Johnson, and Kuminga might be that guy, man. They got a nice little young core over there, so I think that's the perfect team for Kuminga, if you think about it.
Love it. Him
Yeah.
and Jalen Johnson gonna be an athletic beast together, man.
Yeah, that might be the sleeper trade of the whole season for real.
What's up with the Jared McCain trade though to the Oklahoma City Thunder? I don't think anybody saw that.
My boy nail polish, man. He's gonna get a ring.
Nah, we don't want to see nail polish with a ring, man. We don't
I
see
like that kid though, man. That kid's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So again, it's interesting, man. From all these trades that I already mentioned, who do you think has been the biggest winner? We also got Vucevic to the Celtics. There were some big trades, man.
I mean, it's easy to say OKC because they basically got a good scorer coming off the bench for free. But as far as impact, the biggest trade for impact, if he's healthy, it's probably going to be the Wizards, man. It's got to be AD to the Wizards. That's the biggest name that got moved in this whole thing, in this whole shakeup. I mean, outside of James Harden, but I still think James AD is a better player than Harden. If you ask me, both guys healthy, I'm still taking AD over Harden. So I would say the Washington Wizards got the best trade right now.
I just read right now, man, that Oklahoma City still owns the Clippers' first-round pick this year, who just traded away 2 of their 3 best players, bro. Yeah, the Clippers going to flip, bro. The Clippers going to flip,
man.
Here's another under-the-radar move that I really like, bro. And you tell me what your thoughts were on it. But Ayo DeSumo going to Minnesota.
That's a big one too. That's a big one too.
Like that's another player I like for my Lakers or for your Knicks. They got him plus Julian Phillips. They gave up Rob Dillingham, who obviously has good potential, but he's really young still.
They don't even play him, so it don't matter.
He's underdeveloped. Leonard Miller and 2 second-round picks. Like, what would you grade that trade for the Timberwolves, man?
It's an A for them. Specifically for them, it's an A because they got rid of stuff that they're not even going to use. Those picks are going to be bad picks. They weren't using the point guard, and they got somebody that could contribute to a playoff team. So it's an A. When you got a contribution for nothing, that's an A in my book.
You know what? You want to talk about an A? I think the Knicks get an A with adding that guy DeLon Terry, bro, for Yabusele, who you told me they were going to trade.
Well, they got rid of Terry.
Oh, they did? They got rid of Terry?
That's how they got Jose.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It became a 3-team trade. Yeah, it became a 3-team
so that's a really good trade for y'all because you told me they were going to get rid of Yabusele.
Yeah, he wanted out. They were talking about buying him out, and he was going to go play for Tel Aviv or some shit like that. That's how bad he wanted out.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'll never understand players wanting out of a winning situation. If anything, it shows me you're selfish. That's what it shows me. Because the Knicks, where are they? Number 2, number 3 in the East right now? And you want out of that in the wonderful city of New York? Like, that's crazy to me. Yeah. But now we're getting reports really quick, man, that the Bucks are expected to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the season.
Damn.
Since he wasn't traded today, man. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
That's terrible, man. That's terrible for the team and for him. Because not only you should have just traded him. If you were going to shut him down, then just trade him. Because now you might lose him for no reason. You're going to lose him for nothing, and you just basically made him more unhappy, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's crazy. But I would shut him down because they're trying to tank, for sure. They're trying to tank, so that's interesting to me. Got a question here from my sis. She says, can we get Cam Thomas and how? The answer to that is yes, and by waiving and stretching somebody, right? So that's the way. We have there's a couple of players that come to mind. I don't know if we can do the Max Kleber's contract, but there's a couple of expiring contracts that come to mind for sure. They can do it. If they really want Cam Thomas, they can make it happen. I don't know if the Lakers would be interested. Maybe they won't be, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't see JJ Redick liking that kind of player. He had a problem with D'Lo, and he's basically D'Lo, just a little more explosive.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think JJ Redick likes that kind of guy that just wants to play one side of the ball and doesn't care about anything else. So I mean, I don't know, but maybe if LeBron and Luka vouch for it, they're gonna get him anyway. So
Yeah, no, I love that kind of player. I love an ISO guard who's just going to get you buckets. I feel like that is what we need. I feel like we need an ISO guard that's just going to come out off the bench and give you straight buckets. If you look at what we did last year, as far as off the bench, it was nothing, bro. That's why we got cooked by the Timberwolves in the first round. And we do have an open roster spot, but I think under the CBA, Ange, I think you have to get to a certain amount of money. I'm not exactly sure how that works, He said, I heard the Clippers were clipping. Per usual, bro. Per usual. All right. Let's see here. James Harden to Cleveland, man. I think that's a short-term play for them there.
Yes. I'm not concerned with that.
James Harden to Cleveland. But do you think James Harden, Garland, and Mobley try to recruit LeBron in the offseason? You think that's what they're getting at right there?
I don't see LeBron falling for that. That's not a trio that I want to join if I'm trying to win a championship. Who are those guys going to guard outside of Mobley? I mean, Mobley's a big, but I'm talking about Harden and Mitchell. Who are they going to guard? And then who's going to have the ball in their hand? So now you got to pick and choose. If one doesn't have the ball, the other one's not effective. And on the defensive side, they're both trash. So I don't understand why they did the move, but that ain't my problem.
Yeah. So really quick to answer your question, Dave McMiniman just posted. I just retweeted. Everybody's asking how we could maybe land Cam Thomas. Dave reporting that the Vincent Kennard swap was the loan transaction Lakers completed before the deadline. Sources said now LA is focused on evaluating his two-way spots and monitoring the buyout market. It says here the Lakers have an open roster spot, but could create another one by waiving a player. So could happen, may happen. We'll see. Depends on how interested they are on said player. So
I got a question for you though. So another guy I'm hearing that's going to be on the buyout market. He's a little older, but Mike Conley. How would you feel about Mike Conley coming into the team?
Love him. Matter of fact, I think 2 years ago we made the wrong trade, man. We ended up with D'Lo instead of Mike Conley in that deal. If we would have ended up with Mike Conley, I think we get past the Western Conference Finals that year when we went up against Denver. I think that guard position was very imperative, and D'Lo was trash in that series as he has been throughout his career. And I think if we would have had Mike Conley, we would have got past the series. Now he's no longer the same player he was, but as a bench player, floor general, playmaker, and set shot specialist who can knock down shots when he's open. A lot of people are going to say stuff like he's washed and all that, but he's still a veteran at the end of the day, and he's way better than Vincent. So I'd be for Mike Conley, especially if we don't go after like a Cam Thomas or nothing like that.
I feel like he fits more with the Lakers, specifically with LeBron. LeBron likes his vets. LeBron likes his guys who's going to catch and shoot. And he also gives the playmakers a break. If you got Conley coming off the bench and Luka and LeBron are sitting, that he can orchestrate the offense and keep things intact. So I would trust him just based off maturity and productivity alone over Cam Thomas.
Yeah, that's true. That's just a good point. I personally just like Cam Thomas. For me, it'd be fun to watch a little bucket getter come off the bench and on a little 10-point scoring quarter. While LeBron and Luka.
He's definitely going to be flashy over there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun for sure. But you might be right. Conley might be a better fit. We'll see. Time will tell. CJ says, "Hey Dan and Lou, what do you think about the Lakers getting Cam Thomas and Haywood Highsmith?"
Highsmith's another one. I like him a lot. I like Highsmith a lot better than Cam Thomas.
A 3-and-D wing?
Yeah, that's actually a better fit than both Mike Conley and Cam Thomas for the Lakers. I would go after that. I forgot he got waived too, didn't he? Did he get waived?
Did he?
I think
Really?
he did. I think he got waived. I think he went to Brooklyn or something like that and got waived. Because I read something about Miami not being able to sign him. He would have to go to another team, get waived again for Miami to sign him or some crazy stuff like that. But yeah. I like that guy.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that he was available. That's insane. By the way, for those of you asking, yes, the trade deadline did officially close. It came to an end, and we haven't got any more trade news. So most likely those are the trades that already happened. Those are the ones that are going to wrap it up for the trade deadline for sure. I just want to give you guys my final thoughts with Lou on all the trades, man. And let's do a quick rundown and some grades before we get off of here. All right. So let's start with the AD to the Wizards and the Mavericks getting Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and a bunch of bumps and some fake first round picks. Give me the grade for the Mavs.
That's an A+ for the Wizards, and I hate to do it because it wasn't it wasn't their fault, but that's got to be a C minus, D plus for the Mavs because I'm looking at it from the whole trade within the last 2 years, bro. You basically traded Luka for Middleton, man. And when you look at it in that lens, that's crazy. So unfortunately, I got to grade it at a D because of what the guy previously did. So
you know what? I'm gonna give the Wizards a B plus only because AD is on the injury side sometimes, and the timeline is a little different because they got youth now and they got Trae Young and some older players like AD. So the Mavs at least become a little more relevant. So I'll give them a B plus for that. Okay. And the Mavericks, I'm giving them a F minus. You're talking about Dallas return looking underwhelming. They traded a franchise altering player for, like you said, a bunch of role players and some fake first round picks that they might not end up with, or they might just end up being pick swaps or whatever. Yeah. So that's my grade for that. James Harden at Cleveland, and give me the grade for both the Clippers getting Garland in a second round pick and the Cavs getting Harden.
So believe it or not, I'm gonna give the Clippers a B because I like Garland. I do like Garland, but I'll give a B on both sides. A B on both sides. I don't think it moves the needle for Cleveland. And it also makes the Clippers younger, but I just don't like the trade. So I'm going to just say B on both sides.
I agree with it. I'm not even going to touch it. I agree exactly with it, man. But the Clippers, they get in a B because they some bitches. All right. All right. Jaren Jackson Jr. to Utah, right? Memphis Grizzlies, they get – what did the Grizzlies even get, man? The Grizzlies
got Walter Clayton, a bunch of other guys. I don't know. All I know is Utah is definitely the winner because I like – not only do I like Triple J, there's another guy that got moved, Vance Williams. If you look at the name, he's like one of the shooting guards, small forward combo. Anyway,
who'd you say?
Is it Vince Williams or Vance Williams, something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's real good. I liked him when he was playing in Memphis.
Vince Williams Jr., right? Vince Williams Jr.
So I'm surprised they got rid of him because he was playing really well. So they got basically two good players for nothing. So I'm gonna give A plus to Utah, and I'll give a C to the Grizzlies. They got some picks. That's fine.
I'm gonna give the Grizzlies a higher grade because I think they should have did this. I'm gonna give them a B. They got 3 first-round picks in a league where it's hard to get one. Okay, because not even John Moran can get one. So I'm gonna give the Grizzlies 3 for getting 3 first-round picks at least and some expiring deals, and then I'm gonna give the Jazz a B plus. Simply because it's Mormon country, man. Ain't shit happening over there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got a cool little player and their future looks bright, but their future always looks bright. It's been looking bright since Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer, and they'll never do anything. So
I will say this, though. I'm impressed that the Grizzlies were able to pry a freaking first-round pick from, what's his name? Danny Ainge, right? Don't Danny Ainge run that team?
Yeah.
That's crazy. He don't like giving up first-rounders, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. That's probably the trade that shocked me the most because I did not expect them giving up, all of that for sure. So yeah, all right. Let's move on to Kristaps Porzingis to Golden State and the Hawks getting Kuminga and Buddy Hield.
It's an A for the Hawks, and until I'll give it a B to the Warriors for getting Kristaps if he's healthy, but if he doesn't touch the floor, it's an F.
I like that. I like that grade. I'll stick with it. Okay. I don't got nothing else to say to that. Jared McCain to the Thunder, man. Give me the grades for both teams. The Sixers got Houston's 2026 first-round pick and multiple seconds for Jared McCain.
I don't know. I still think that's an L for Philly, so I'm gonna give it a C plus because it's picks, and I'm gonna just give it an A to OKC because you just got better and you didn't give up anything. It's crazy.
And they still have a treasure trove of picks. I agree.
Yep. And they got that Clipper pick.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give the Thunder A plus because they just got deeper, and like you said, they didn't give them much because they got all these extra picks for sure. Kobe White and Mike Conley to Charlotte, and then it eventually ended up being Bulls get Sexton. Just give me your quick grades on the Hornets Bulls trade right there, the initial one.
You know what? B plus on both.
All right, B plus, and we move on. Okay. These are two teams that just suck, man. No matter what they do, it never seems to impress me. Does it impress you?
No, not at all.
They just suck, man. I don't think any Bulls or Charlotte fans are looking at this like, whoa, we're a playoff contender now. Vucevic to Boston on both ends, man. What do you think of the Celtics getting Vucevic in a second-round pick and Anthony Simons going to the Bulls in a second-round pick?
I like them both. They got a lot of guards in Chicago, but I like both. I'll give B across the boards.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'll go B plus. Yeah, but Chicago does have a lot of guards. My goodness, what they got, like 7?
They
Man.
got they have a lot. They got a lot of guards.
And then the Ayo DeSumo to the Timberwolves trade, man, where Rod Dillingham goes to the Bulls with Leonard Miller and 4 second-round picks.
Yeah.
For DeSumo and Julian Phillips to the Wolves. How you feel
So
about that?
a B plus to the Wolves for grabbing the guy that they needed, and I'm gonna do a C minus for the for the Wolves, B plus, and for the Bulls, C minus, because they got too many guards and they're not even gonna play that kid now.
Yep. I'm gonna go Bulls B minus, and I'm gonna go Wolves. I'm gonna give them a B plus because I really like DeSumo there. Let's see how he looks over there, man. He's gonna make them scrappier for sure.
Yeah.
And grade your own team, man. Alvarado to the Knicks for Delon in 2 seconds.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry to see you go, Terry, but I'm gonna give an A plus on the Knicks because I wanted that kid for a while, man. I wanted Alvarado for a minute. Yeah, we needed a backup point guard, and we got rid of somebody that never touched the floor in our life. So
big facts.
A plus.
Absolutely. I agree. I'll give you guys a B plus because I love Alvarado. I just, as much as I love him, I don't think he's an A plus type of player, but B plus for sure. He gets a B plus, and then it's gonna be a good addition. I can't wait to see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yep. And then grade my team, man. Luke Kennard to the Lakers. All right, Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick to the Hawks.
And once again, I'm gonna go with the extreme. I'm gonna go with an A plus to the Lakers because Gabe Vincent was the anchor that was holding that team down, and it's like a weight lifted over that franchise's shoulder, and you got gifted a freaking one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. That's amazing.
Yeah. You know what? And my boy Tony says A plus. Yes. And Lou definitely knows this stuff. Make sure to catch us on NBA Coast to Coast on Thursdays, sometimes on Tuesdays. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Kimiko, for posting my brother's stuff right here. All right, and then finally, Nick Richards plus Nigel Hayes Davis to Milwaukee Bucks. Man, again, the Bucks got Nick Richards, Hayes Davis, and the Suns get Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey. Give me the grades on that.
I like the Suns side of that. I don't think Nick Richards does anything for the Bucks, so I'll do a B and a C minus.
B and a C minus. All
B
right.
to the Suns and C minus to the Bucks. Yep.
Okay, I'll agree with that, man. Again, these are under the radar. Nobody gives a damn moves. These are just players that cap fillers and second round picks moving around and stuff like that. But all in all, I have to say this was a very successful trade deadline, man. Both of our teams got at least a little bit involved, and we got some blockbusters. Compared to the previous years, I still like last year's trade deadline better because we got Luka. But unbiasedly, what would you grade this year's trade deadline compared to last year's?
You know what? I'll give it a B plus because it's been a while since I've been checking my phone the way I was the last 3 days. And every time I check my phone every other hour, I saw an update happening and moves were going down. So that's entertaining. I like, this part of the season is like real fun for fans like us. So I'll give it a B plus just off that alone.
Yeah, right. Again, on point, my brother. B plus is exactly where I was going with it. Last year was an A plus. We got that megastar moving. When you get that megastar, that's always an A plus. If we would have got Giannis moving this year, we would have got
that. Would have been, yeah,
for sure. But again, if you guys want to find us, guys, we are going to be live on Thursday here on the channel. And go subscribe and follow my brother Luke. Kimiko is posting his link.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, my brother. And thank you for joining us, man. We're almost at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark, man. Any final words you got to say to Knicks Nation and the Lakers Nation, man?
Hey, man, Lakers, congrats. You just got rid of the curse. And for the Knicks, we're going to win a chip now, man. Get ready. GTA's in the building, man.
My boy's going crazy.
But real quick, though, don't sleep on the there's a kid that just got traded to Chicago, Ousmane Dieng from the OKC. I think now he's in the Bucks. He got moved again to Milwaukee. And just remember that name. That if he gets minutes, that might be the sleeper of the whole trade season.
Wow. Okay, I like that. You heard it here first from my brother Lou. Ousmane Dieng. All right, that's the name we're gonna learn if he does end up being as good as you believe he will be. All right, guys, that is gonna wrap it up for us here at the trade deadline special. Thanks to my brother Lou for joining us here late on the show. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course, always a pleasure. Anytime, bro. And we will see you guys hopefully. What's today, man? I completely lost track of the days. Oh, well, we will next week for NBA Coast to Coast. And I will see you guys later on today for the pregame live stream. All right. Thank you so much, Lou. Thank you, chat. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Signing off for the NBA Trade Deadline special. It's been another one, man. We do these every year. Keep it locked. Hit the post noti bells, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys soon.